feel about the three guard look? I mean, it's kind of a little unconventional, starting three guards.
Yeah, it's a little different than most teams, obviously. But for me, the league is just not very big anymore. You know, so I think as long as all three of those guards are actually real weapons, you know, all can shoot, all can get to the basket, all you can't leave anywhere. The biggest key for me, Jason, is those guys just got to be competitive on the other end. Because everybody's gonna try to post them up, go after them. They don't have to be lockdown guys, but they have to be competitive and be good team defenders. And then it's kind of on us to, like, you know, mix and match and change lineups, change coverages and things, and we just do the best that we can. But I think it's a weapon that we have, actually.
In regards to that, you know, Norm's kind of sacrificing in a way because he's playing a little out of position, and he will have more people posting him up. So is that kind of an agreement with you guys that, hey, I'll get you back at some two, I'll get you some action at two?
Yeah, Norman's going to play a lot of two for us this year. I think, you know, he has a little more of an advantage, you know, when he's playing the two, you know, especially if he's going to be playing the two against backup twos at times. He should have a clear advantage there. But Norman's just competitive, man. He's just competitive and he wants to play. You know, you look around the league and there's just so many times, and this kind of blew me away last year coaching. There was so many times you look around on the floor and there were like 4 guys on the team that were like 6'4", 6'5", and under that were on the floor playing meaningful minutes, and then a big guy. And so, you know, we start that way, obviously with our 1, 2, and 3. But man, I'm just telling you, the league is just, it's not that big anymore. I think you can be okay. You know, a lot of guys don't post up. Everybody runs to the threes. Now you get in the playoff series, it can get difficult. You know, you have to kind of change up. You fronting, you doubling, you know, they get you in rotations. That's when it can, you know, can be tough at times. But we'll see. Let's get there.
When you were in Vegas with Neil kind of recruiting Norm to come back, did you have like an overarching message or like an idea that you really wanted to get across to him about yourself or the way you were going to approach the job?
Well, I just wanted to, I wanted to share what I believed, you know, how we were going to play, you know, defensively, being more aggressive. He's coming from Toronto. I mean, they have some really good kind of cutting edge concepts and principles defensively. They switched a ton, and he really liked that, you know. So you know, we talked a lot about defense and kind of culture that I wanted to bring. We wanted to bring as a staff, and he agreed with a lot of the things that we wanted to do. It's kind of how he wants to play. He's, like I said, he's really competitive, so he wants to take some of those tough matchups, things like that. I mean, and as a coach, that's what you want. You want guys to be able to do that, or to want to do that. And then offensively, you know, I just, you know, wanted him to know that he's just not going to be sitting there standing the whole time. Like, we're going to actually use him. He's a really good downhill driver, especially in particular going right. He's a knockdown shooter. So when we create an environment where we're moving that basketball, you know, and that ball is hopping, everybody's going to get shots. I think that's one of the things that we want to do here that I feel like they weren't great at, you know, prior to now. Great offense, historical offense, but you just have to kind of lean on those two guys to be special, and they can be. But man, we got some good shooting around. We got playmakers. We got athleticism. I want to be able to use those things.
Chauncey, are you still envisioning CJ as the primary backup point guard?
No, I want CJ and Ant to be playing some backup point guard. I think Ant, you know, a lot of my conversations with him is about that. You know, him being able to play a lot of backup, you know, point guard minutes, running the show. You know, as you guys know, Ant, you know, I've been knowing him longer than I have, but you know, he's really quiet. You know, he's really quiet. As a point guard, and I'm going to talk to Dame about this too. Like, you got to be more vocal. You know, you got to be able to use your voice. You got to step outside of yourself sometimes. And so I think Ant is primed and gonna have a really good year, man. Because we could use him, man. He can score all 3 levels. I've been on him, trying to make him a better playmaker, you know. And I just don't like guys like him who are kind of trying to find their way. I don't want him, Nas. I don't want those guys to think that, you know, scoring baskets is the only way they're going to stay on the floor. Because that ends up making you shoot a lot of bad shots, take a lot of chances. It's not going to be that keep you on the floor. Love that, you know, being able to shoot and stuff, but, you know, they got to be some of the hardest playing dudes on the floor. You know, they got to do some of those type of things, and I think we got a pretty good understanding.
That's going to be a change for CJ too, though, because that was, I mean, 4 or 5 years he's been that guy who comes in and runs it after game.
Well, yeah, it will be. It will be a change for CJ, and you know, my goal is, you know, these guys, of course, they're going to play the most minutes on the team because they're the best players. But I want the minutes to be efficient. You know, I don't want to have to play guys when they're tired. You shouldn't have to. When you're deep, you don't have to play guys when they're tired. So yeah, that will be. It'll be a little bit of an adjustment, but the way that we run a lot of things, though, Jason, 1s and 2s are pretty much the same. So, say Ant and you know and CJ are in there together. You don't know who's gonna bring it up. You know, whoever kind of get it and go, just hoop, play. You know, so it's really not a designation like that. You know, we got playmakers out there.
Dame and CJ have historically been at the top of minutes played in the league. You still see them getting 36, 38? I think they're around 36.
I think if we're doing it, if we're playing well and everybody's playing well, I don't want to see them playing 38 minutes. I don't. I mean, it's a long season. You know, God forbid anybody like wears down. You know, prior years maybe they needed to do that. I'm not sure, but we got some good players to be able to come off the bench and help those guys out.